the 10 best fresh, warm weather, beast mode fragrances. Let's go. Hey everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me for yet another fragrance video. If you're brand new to the channel, welcome. My name is Scott Aromatico, and as you could tell from the thumbnail, because you just clicked on it, and my introduction, we're going to be talking about my 10 best fresh warm weather fragrances, but in particular beast mode fragrances, because a lot of times in the summertime we get these freshies and these citrusy fragrances that just seem to dissipate and don't last very long, and we want more bang for our buck, right? We want our money to go longer, we want our fragrances to perform, and so I picked the 10 best in my collection, and I've got a pretty big collection, not as big as some, but maybe bigger than the average collector out there. So we're gonna pick the 10 best. Let's go ahead and dive in. The first one I'm gonna talk about, I'm gonna be completely honest with you, completely transparent. When I first bought this fragrance early on in my collection, I gotta say, I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. I smelled it, I was ticked off. I thought I bought into the hype and I was like, what is wrong? I'm talking about this one right here. Now, cologne fragrances are a very big deal right now. They are all the rage. This one is called Club de Nuit Intense Man by Aromatico. Like I said, I was not a big fan of this fragrance because when I first sprayed it, it smelled so astringent, like cleaning supplies, just really, really strong, almost like a strong pledge. And I was like, what did I just buy? But the fragrance kind of comes out nuclear, and then as it transforms, it turns into this great clone of Creed Aventus. This fragrance right here, like I said, is just so powerful off the top. But I love that citrus, pineapple DNA that's in a lot of fragrances. And like I said, this one is very powerful, but as it starts to dry down, that sweetness you get on the bottom, that lemon zest that you've grown to love, those aromatic qualities about Creed Aventus are all there, and they're nuclear, and it seems like they're on steroids. They're really amped up compared to Creed Aventus. And I know that after giving this a couple wearings, the compliments were flying left and right. And I think I have good vibes about this fragrance because I wore it on vacation. Kind of reminds me of the place I've been that I really love. And when I was there, I got a lot of compliments. That may have swayed me a little bit to like this fragrance a little bit more, but I'm telling you, this one goes 10 plus hours. It projects way across the room, more than an arm's length. And if you can just get past that strong, powerful opening, this fragrance really, really kicks butt and performs so well. It's pretty darn near close to Creed Aventus. Not all the way, but pretty close, and it's very powerful. So, next fragrance on my list, speaking of clones, and like I said, clone houses are a big deal right now, and in particular, Middle Eastern clone houses. And I gotta say, I own quite a few fragrances from RASASI. This one right here, man, this one is so good, okay? This is RASASI HAWAS, and if you love youthful, very sweet, fresh, aquatic fragrances, look no further than HAWAS. Yes, this does remind me ever so slightly of Invictus Aqua, but not all the way. It has that same sweet grapefruit opening, very bubblegummy, very youthful, very playful, but it also does its own thing. But what I really like about this fragrance is that it's not that expensive. If you can find it, you can find it somewhere around $50. And then the performance, man, I get 10 plus hours on my skin easily. And same with this guy right here. You can find this for around somewhere 40, 50 bucks. And both these fragrances, for the price point proposition, are amazing. But in particular, this one, 45, 55 bucks, somewhere in that range, you're gonna get a beast mode fragrance that just really projects. It's really fresh. It projects way more than an arm's length and just goes all day on my skin. Keep getting reminded of the sweetness and the freshness and how fun this fragrance is all throughout the day. Really put a smile on your face. So try RASASI HAWAS. Unbelievable as far as fresh beast mode fragrances go. Next fragrance. If you were to take Dylan Blue from Versace and put some aquatic notes in it, then you would get this fragrance right here, Bulgari's Aqua Atlantique. I love this fragrance. It's so good. It's so sweet. It's so fresh. It's so smooth, but then you get those aquatic notes and you get a bit of sea salt in this one. Now, some of you tell me you get a little fishy vibe from it, maybe coming from a seaweed or something like that. I don't really get that. It doesn't really do that on my skin, but this fragrance is so good and so aquatic, and it does give me those ocean vibes. and I get 8+ hours on my skin easily. It projects well across the room. I love the vanilla in here in the dry down, and it just mixes so good with those salty accords. One of my favorite fragrances, and it's really hard to get. I think it might be discontinued. Let me know in the comments down below if this one's discontinued. I think it is, but I'm not sure. It'd be good for my viewers to know that. This one is really good, guys. What do you think about this one by Bulgari Aqua Atlantique? Do you guys get that fishy smell from this? If so, I'd love to hear from you, because I just don't get it, man. This works so good on my skin. Another fresh fragrance that I absolutely love. If you love mass appealing fragrances, if you love to smell like you just got out of the shower, then this is a great fragrance. Only problem is I don't think the price proposition is all that great. Now, the very first two fragrances I do. I think you get more bang for your buck, but this one right here is a niche fragrance that's very expensive. Now, I will say the quality is really good. This is Parfums de Marly Percival. The quality is so good, okay? But it's just got that mass appealing everyday fragrance where you kind of smell like everyone else, which that doesn't bother me. I don't care what everyone else is wearing. Now, if you want to stand out, I get that. If I like it, I like it. And so I love this fragrance. I wear it a lot. It's got ambroxan in here. It's got a bit of a blue vibe. It's very fresh. And this fragrance just goes all day on me. 8+ hours easily. It projects more than an arm's length. It's a head turner. You're really, really gonna smell very mass appealing, very fresh. To me, this is a blind reach. And you know, it's just there's not a whole lot going on with it. It's not a complex fragrance for how expensive it is, but I really love it, and you're gonna get good performance out of this fragrance right here. This is Percival by Parfums de Marly. Next fragrance. On the high-end side, now if you go to my link down below called Venba Fragrances, where you can buy all the best niche fragrances, you can find just about anything you're looking for, and you can save some money on their already low prices and then use my discount code and save even more money. That's where I got this one right here. This one is called Vetiver Cologne by Raja. Wow. If you love vetiver fragrances, you need to try this one. This is so sparkling off the top, so effervescent. It really puts a smile on your face. And then you just get to all that clean, amazing, really not that earthy, just green, clean vetiver, so fresh. This one projects for miles off my skin. It's very warming as it starts to dry down. And I love this fragrance because it goes all day. And every time I spray this on in the morning, my wife leaves before I do. When I get home, she still smells this on me and tells me I smell good every single time after an 8 or 9 hour day. Guys, you gotta try these fragrances. They're just blended so good. Raja blends all their fragrances amazing. This one is called Vetiver Cologne. Gotta try it. Alberto Marias really knows how to make spring and summer fragrances, right? He is the king of freshie. So I had to include this one in. This is one of those blue fragrances that's mass appealing, that's aquatic. It's a little bit fresh, a little bit spicy. You smell like a fine Italian gentleman. This one right here is Dolce&Gabbana, light blue, intense. Wow. Love this one, love this one. It's one of my favorites by Dolce&Gabbana. To me, this will always be one of the best flankers out there. So good, so fresh, so spicy. I get 8 hours on my skin. First time I wore this one, the compliments were flying left and right. And you know, compliments will come. It just depends on how you present yourself. If you're smiling, if you're making eye contact with people, if you've got some kind of confidence, people are gonna notice you. If you keep to yourself, you've got a mean look on your face, your eyebrows furrowed, or you don't believe in yourself, chances are people aren't gonna say anything to you about the fragrance you're wearing because you just don't come across like a person they wanna talk to. But maybe some of you aren't looking for compliments, and I get that. But if you're looking for a fragrance that performs, look no further than Dolce&Gabbana, light blue, oh intense. Jeremy Fragrance swears by it, and if he swears by it, it's gotta be good, right? All right, next fragrance we'll talk about. Everybody and their brother, including me, talk about this being the perfect house to start with if you're looking to buy niche fragrances. We're talking about Mancera, we're talking about Cedrat Boise. Now, I have the Intense as well, but I love this version so much better. It's so good, it's so fruity, it's so fresh. It's got that beautiful pineapple DNA. It's got vanilla in the dry down, and as it really starts to dry down, you're coming across those leather accords and those woody notes that make this so masculine. Wow, you gotta be careful with the sprays on this thing because it really projects, it really performs. I get 8+ hours easily on this fragrance right here, Cedrat Boise is so good and so smooth. And then you can find these, what, for like around $100, sometimes cheaper. Really a great fragrance if you're looking for performance. Here is a fragrance that we can all agree that everybody likes, right? Nobody hates this fragrance. We're talking about Dior Sauvage, right? This one, everybody, it's on everybody's list. Everybody's got this, everybody wants it. Everybody's dying to have this fragrance, right? I know, but I love this fragrance. My wife loves this fragrance, and it's so fresh, it's so spicy, and it's one of those blue fragrances that's mass appealing, that's a dumb reach, that you can wear for any occasion, that's very versatile. And I know you'll smell like every young teenager in high school or at the club, I get it, but I love this fragrance. My wife loves it on me, and it's just, to me, it still works to this day. There's a lot of hate with this one, but there's also a lot of love. So which side of the fence do you lean on? Love for the Dior Sauvage or hate? Let me know in the comments down below. But you can't deny that this fragrance performs and goes 8+ hours, at least on my skin. Of course, guys, it should go without saying that miles may vary depending on the wearer and depending on your skin chemistry and all that good stuff. But this is just a guide and entertainment. So let's have a little fun, okay? Let's get down to the last two. Next one we'll talk about. This is a cologne from a really great cologne house called Barrett Fragrances. This is a fragrance that me and Ross Barrett came up with. This is a cologne called Ocean Odyssey. This is a cologne of Nautica Voyage. Nautica Voyage, why would you make a cologne of that fragrance? It's only like $10, right? Well, this one lasts so much longer, performs so much better. This thing just performs across the room. And look at this, guys. Look at that oil. Guys, the oil concentration on this is so strong. This thing projects, it performs. You're gonna smell this all day, 10+ hours easily. And if you love that DNA of Nautica Voyage, that fresh, aquatic, cucumbery, shower gel vibe, fresh out of the shower, you're gonna love this one because it lasts forever. And you can get it for a good price. If you go to my link down below, click on Barrett Fragrances, and punch in Scott Aromatico, you're gonna get a nice discount and you're gonna get an amazing fragrance that lasts all day, that's fresh and clean, and you're gonna love it, guys. Compare it side by side with Nautica Voyage. Nautica Voyage doesn't stand a chance, okay? So definitely check that one out. Barrett Fragrances, this one is called Ocean Odyssey. All right, guys, next on the list, I had to include this one. This is by Zaharoff. This is called 40 Knots. If you are looking for a somewhat aquatic with a whole lot of woods in this fragrance and a lot of amber, look no further than 40 Knots. Now, a lot of people probably think because of the name, it's gonna be more aquatic, but it really isn't all that aquatic. Those notes are there. You do pick up some of those sea salt, oceanic vibes, but what I really get is a whole lot of woods. It reminds me more of sitting dockside at a yacht club more than it does, you know, being in the water. This one is so good and it warms up on my skin and it just feels so fresh and clean and woody and earthy. I love this fragrance and it's nuclear on my skin. I get 8+ hours easily, projects more than an arm's length. The amber in this is so strong in my opinion. All right, guys, those were my 10, but I'm gonna put an honorable mention here. So I lied to you, I'm sorry, I know. Number 11 on this list, and I didn't do this as a countdown, but I wanted to include one more fragrance in here because it is a beast mode and it really is good. And it's one of the best fragrances from Zaharoff. That signature rosé, I saved the best for last. This has all kinds of rose in it. Just rose is just so fresh and so clean. And then you mix it with an incense rose and just has that religious background that's just so resinous and so sweet and so clean and just smells so good and just lasts for days, guys. I love the religious feel of this fragrance and how fresh and clean it is. And the first time I spray this, guys, you can smell this fragrance for days in my house. It lasts on your skin. If you're going out partying and you spray this, you will smell this way into the wee hours of the morning. The sunrise will come up and you'll still be smelling this on your skin, and so will your date. So definitely try out. And guys, if you're afraid of a rose fragrance, do not be afraid of this one by Zaharoff, because this is one of the best masculine rose fragrances out there. It is so good. So there you have it. Those are my 11 favorite fresh long-lasting, powerful beast mode fragrances, perfect for the spring and summer. Let me know some of your 10 in the comments down below. If you got any value from this video whatsoever, please leave a thumbs up. Tell your friends and family about this video. And I would love to have you, because so many of you are watching this video and not subbing to the channel. A big portion of you. All you gotta do is hit that subscribe button down below, hit the bell notifications off to the side, and I cannot wait till I see you until the next video. This is Scott Aromatico, out.